think we're live. Just gonna double check what we got going here. Yeah, it's going. Cool. All right. So, thought I'd start by looking out the window. We still got some Christmas lights, got a snowman. All the houses are lit up for Christmas in the neighborhood. So, turning back now into the retro game room, the virtual retro game room, which is called EMUVR, and it's it's designed. I'm actually going to double check that we've got. I think it's working. Me. I think it's working. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, this is a virtual retro game room, like your bedroom when you were a kid in the 80s and 90s. You can customize it. I've done just a little bit of customizing. I've dropped in some posters and some custom walls. And I'm going to probably update this to be something different, but I threw in, somebody had like a PlayStation bed set up, and then we have like Doom poster, we got RoboCop, Street Fighter 2, just a Jet, Metroid 2, Return of Samus. It's like a Nintendo Power poster, which is cool. Still got the phone number and stuff. Death Warrant movie poster. I actually have this one in real life in my game room. I just haven't put it up because I want to get a frame. That one's a little stretched, but that's okay. I got Super Mario Brothers 3. I actually have this one too in real life. It's still folded up on my with all my games and stuff. I found that one online. I thought that was kind of neat for a small poster. I'll probably move that one to a big one. And then moving on, here are some of the games I have laid out so far. We've got Terminator 2, Judgment Day. We got RoboCop over here, Predator 2, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. That one was pretty funny. Home Alone 2. Really should just do Home Alone. This one was awesome. I mean, I remember seeing this in the theaters, and this one like really stuck with me as like, wow. When I saw this poster before I saw the movie, I was just like blown away. I was like, holy crap, they're making a Ninja Turtle movie? It's awesome. We got Secret of the Ooze. And I think I have this poster in real life, or at least I did. It's way bigger than it really is. And then the room customization, I got like a little PlayStation, looks like a PlayStation neon sign or whatever. So that's kind of a tour around the room. You know, you got objects and stuff you can play with, flashlights, and there's candy stuff you can put out, a radio. The phone actually has a dial tone, which is amazing and hilarious. Got some Cokes, pizza boxes. Here's some games sitting out. Dinner from the other night, right? I keep picking this up and forgetting to save. Some juice boxes and milk and stuff, just like you'd find in your room as a kid. Got a skateboard over here. Road Rage. Does it roll? No, I don't think it rolls. Throw that on the shelf. So anyway, I'll probably be looking to customize the shelf with more stuff. I just kind of laid out some basic things that I've had. So basically what you can do is take your collection of backup copy ROMs and get the artwork, and generate basically like real cartridges and systems that you can play on a TV in the VR room. So I thought we'd take a chair here. We'll set this up just for fun. And I've got a real chair I'm sitting in for this. I need to get in my Guardian here. So, what's pretty cool about this is you can, generate your games that you have backups of, and then you can basically make it feel like you have a retro game room with retro game collections, which is really kind of amazing and fantastic. So this is a real game I own and a real game I used to rent with a neighbor friend of mine. Thundercade is based on an arcade game. As you can see, the cartridges look very much like the real thing. They've even got texture to them when the light hits them just right. It looks like a real NES cartridge. And then you can set up your NES, push it in, and hopefully start it up. It may not be plugged in. So whenever you set a console out, just like real life, you would have to plug it in. You don't really have to worry with the power, but you do have to plug in the RCAs, and then you're set up and running a game. So I have a neat little setup where I can play with a controller now. And just for better lighting, I'm going to turn off the lamp, ceiling fan. And now I'm going to pick up my actual controller. And I need to point at the screen and press X to engage with it. And now I can start using my controller. So Thundercade. And as you can see, I've set up a lot of candles to help give me some lighting at night. I wish there was an option for lamps, because like this many candles would definitely set that bookshelf on fire. Anyway, so I thought I'd show playing this one for a couple minutes. And you can customize TVs. You can set up TVs straight up from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I feel like this one's just a really nice one to have for as default. But I could set up like an older turn dial style TV here, and I think you can customize the size of them, or at least they have different sizes to choose from. Oh, that was close. So a buddy of mine used to rent this pretty regularly, and always tried to beat it or get as far as we could, and this is a brutal game. You cannot get that far on the 3 lives you have. Now granted, with this controller I've actually got a thumb joystick, so it's a little easier to move around than with a D-pad, which D-pad was kind of a nightmare for an NES game back then. Especially when you need to maneuver so much. Oh, you can get these little attachments for your motorcycle that help increase your bike's abilities. So that one shoots to the right, the other one shoots forward. Sometimes you can get them both shooting to the left. This one just has double guns now on the left, and I can call in airstrikes, take out tanks, and this boss here. This was one of my favorites. It was just so hard, but I loved it. It was such a great game still. I don't think I actually ever saw the arcade version to play it. This was just something we found at Blockbuster or whatever and would rent pretty regularly. I'm about out of lives. You can run over the little army guys with your bike. Obviously, a bike does not work this way. I mean, like, you can't strafe left and right on a motorcycle. But hey, you know what? It was a very arcadey game for its time. Oh, he took out my sidecar. So that's basically what they are. They're little sidecar attachments. And you can take out some buildings and bushes to get, you know, other sidecars are usually hidden inside. I'm not going to survive very long, but at least I made it past the first little boss area. I think we'd make it to like level 3 and we'd ended up tapping out. Oh, I missed him with the airstrike. I kind of like the idea of streaming this way though, because you can have the retro experience, but a lot of modern cameras can't pick up a retro TV accurately. So it's kind of hard to, you know, go, oh, I'm going to stream retro style. So anyway, you want to change games, you just like a real thing, flip over the lid, grab that guy, toss it wherever. Let me turn on the light again so we can see a little better. So yeah, that was a great game. Still have that one. Let's see, what else can we play here? So I was playing Tetris earlier because some kid just actually, well, they say beat Tetris after 34 years. What they mean by beat Tetris is he basically got to level 130 something and got to the point where it'll glitch out if you kill the right number of rows, meaning, you know, whatever for that level's number 76 will basically glitch the game out and freeze it. So no human's really done that. There's been AI that have programmatically made it that far, but a human player has never done it, at least on live stream. This kid did it very recently and has it as proof, is sort of like the record holder right now for beating Tetris. Technically, most people hadn't got past level 30 for like the last 30, maybe 25 years or so. And then they discovered some method with the controller where they can tap and do something funny to play this game more efficiently and faster for the real pros that play it. So anyway, I just thought it'd be fun to kind of play that one, given the... get in there. Oh. Given the news. So throw that one in. I'm having trouble getting it started tonight. Oh, because we unplugged it by accident. There we go. So, again, my chair has rolled out of its guardian a little bit there. There we go. So Tetris for the NES. So we've activated the game. I'm just going to pick up my controller. Let's see if we can play it. It's kind of Christmassy, huh? Yeah, we'll go to that one. Level 0. So, I think I recently picked this one up at a store. I never owned it as a kid. However, I did own the, basically it's the only game I had on Game Boy was Tetris. And, you know, that was enough when I was on the go. Like in a car ride, I'd load up Tetris on my Game Boy and it was a reasonably fun game to sit down and play, you know, because every game kind of plays a little different. You might put things in a different spot, so it had a lot of replayability. But yeah, I never had the NES version. I knew it existed, I'd seen it, but I guess I kind of felt like, is it necessary when I have it for Game Boy? I don't know. But I thought it was a cool pickup, especially given the recent news. I had no idea there were still NES competitions. I was just kind of blown away. Anybody even still has competitions on NES consoles and games still. And they actually play on CRT TVs as well, so that's kind of wild. I guess to keep it more accurate, you know, the real consoles, real controllers. Really the only thing that's kind of maybe out of the bounds of normalcy is they hold the controller basically upside down and use this like flicking method to play the game faster, which did not make sense to me when I was looking at it. But apparently it works really well, and people have just now started breaking records again playing this game. So, a little tidbit of interesting news related to retro gaming. Let's throw that one down. That one there. I always got the feeling that Tetris... I mean, somebody could probably verify this pretty quickly. That Tetris wants you to do it a certain way, and if you mess that up, if you don't put something in the right spot, you've basically broken that flow, and you're gonna have to basically correct it. Like, I never got the feeling it was completely random. That it definitely has a plan for where you're supposed to be putting these shapes, and if you don't put it, see, like that one I didn't have a good spot for, but anyway, if you don't put it where it plans for it to go, you're gonna have a hard time solving for the level, basically. So you're basically trying to guess it out. See, right now I'm not sure where it wanted those. Anyway, that's just kind of what my thoughts have always been with Tetris every time I've played it. So that one down there. Let's get this one here. I thought I'd play this one out till I end up failing, I guess. Should have turned off the overhead light. Yeah, the one thing this VR room could really use is some custom lamps. And I don't know if... It didn't seem like it has it out of the box. So unless there's mods that folks have added, I just don't know if there's any way to do anything other than candles. I've only recently started toying with it again. I've had it for a while. It's free. Really all you need is a VR headset. And then, you know, it just requires a little setup. The posters are basically number order, so 1 through 30 something. You can look up the mapping and Google photo search basically to get a quicker idea where, you know, if you name a poster number 20, where is it actually going to show up in the room? So I kind of did that to quickly lay out where I wanted stuff. Again, these aren't my most ideal posters. I just kind of picked a few quickly so I could get some customization going in this room. Because it's pretty bare bones when you first install it. It doesn't have any games, doesn't have any posters, doesn't have any... You know, it's just got the TVs basically and the stuff. Doesn't even have systems until you start installing the right emulators and cores you need. Damn, I am not getting a long flat piece yet here. And it is screwing up my game. Come on! See, I've done something wrong here. Put that one there. Boy. It's just giving me a heck of a time. Alright. So I was set up for success, but I never got a long piece. Look, it wasn't going to give me one for a while. So that's pretty cool. Move your hands again, they'll come up and you can turn it off. Flick the lid, pull your game out, throw it across the room. What's cool is you basically cleans the room for you every evening. When you turn it off, unless you save, then it'll literally save all the junk you have sitting out. So, alright, so what should we play next? I guess let's move on to SNES. We'll grab that one, drop it here. We need to pull the plug out the back, plug it in. It's kind of funny, you actually have to kind of mess with the cord a little bit to get things lined up. Throw that over there. We've got a bunch of N64 games sitting out still from one of the other gaming sessions. So, I remember seeing this, and I may have rented it once. I just don't remember the Beavis and Butthead SNES game very well. I think I remember the PC game better, because I still have that one and it actually still runs if you have an old enough PC. So I thought we'd throw this one in, take a look. I should have done Mario on the NES. Maybe we'll swap that one back out in here in a minute. So I'm going to point at the screen, press X to basically go into gaming mode. Player 1. Whoa. We're there, dude. Is this the one where you're walking through the high school? I think it is. And you have to just jump over stuff. I think Todd's chasing. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah. I don't remember how to pick up the gun though. There we go. Todd's kicking stuff out of the lockers. Pretty silly platforming. Oh, that's health. Okay. Yeah, we hit Todd. Ah, what? Get in there. So you do have a limit to ammo. Yeah, we're almost out. Forgot he could do that. There's Todd. Oh, he's beating me up. Alright, we're out of ammo. I'm not gonna get very far in this. Oh! This really is kind of a weird platformer. Like, really have to dodge skateboarders in the hallways. Almost dead here. There's Todd again. Can avoid him. Yeah. Thought he was the kid that jumps. Alright, kid that jumps and the... Made it outside, or we're in the gym. Forget where we are now. Oh, classroom, okay. This dude's throwing apples, really? Yeah, we're done. We are not gonna make... Oh, it's a cafeteria. That's funny. So we're going to switch back to our handset, turn that one off, take the game out. So I have a few laid out here, just a few. I forget what I've got here. Oh, Battletoads, Battle Maniacs. So if I don't have out what I need, I can always jump into the menu, click on inventory. So we're in the inventory tab. These are the systems, but then you have games. So I've downloaded a lot of artwork, and it's matching up with, I don't know, roughly 50% of what I've got. A lot of them are some strange releases, so I really need to sort through my ROMs here. Captain America, that's cool. What's cool about this is it's almost like window shopping in a retro game store. Like, you can go through your collections, and if it matches up with the artwork, it's going to show you an artwork version, and it's just so cool. Like, going through a list of ROMs is pretty boring compared to this. Like, you have artwork to pull and look at, which is really, really neat, you know. I can honestly say, like, there's a lot of these I've never seen in person. Oh, I remember renting that one a lot. There's a Demolition Man. I mean, so cool. Contra. Of course, I have Donkey Kong Country. I actually have all of them now in my personal collection. Real IRL. But this is so cool. This is just like, it's almost like the days of when you'd rent, you know, you'd go look at all the games and look at the artwork and go, oh gosh, is that something I want to rent and take home for the weekend? Flashback, fantastic game. I really need to beat that one. I have that one in real life too. Waldo, Harvest Moon, Home Alones. Man, everybody rent those, but they were not good. The Hulk, that's a great one. Skip Street. Oh, I thought that was Street Fighter. Artwork looked like it at a glance. So you can see a lot of these aren't matching up. So I either don't have the artwork or, see, I've got deluxe edition of Jeopardy. So I could probably just nix these, throw these out, and just keep these. So I need to really go through the file system. Judge Dredd, Jurassic Park, man, I rent that. That was a terrible game. I don't know. There might be some people that like it. Now this is interesting. Part 2. I don't even know that existed. Chaos Continues. Justice League Task Force, I'd rent that one. It was just a fighting game with the Justice League. Wasn't terribly good, but it was cool to get to play as some DC superheroes in a video game. I'll throw this one down. I want to grab a Killer Instinct. See, I probably don't need that 1.0. What else do we got here? Kirby, King of Monsters, Krusty's Funhouse, which is a fun game, but again, it's not matching up. Probably because it's got that version 1, version 1.1. I need to pick one and delete the V, and then the artwork will match up. Zelda, Legend of Zelda, yeah. I don't know what the numbers are on the end of those. I've just got a whole bunch of them in here. And I need to clean up the collection of game files quite a bit. We got a lot of Mega Man. So SNES is one. When I go retro game shopping, I just don't feel like I see a lot of SNES carts, at least at the stores I shop at. I normally... Oh, there's the Ninja Gaiden trilogy. That's a great one. Throw that one out. But yeah, I just don't get to see a lot of this stuff and like reminisce about them, you know. Like that one I haven't seen in person since I was a kid. I don't think I ever rented it, but, you know, might be worth a play. Populous. So basically, I was going to run down to the S's. Gotta play Super Mario World. Oh, Spider-Man. Finally have that one in real life. Star Fox, of course, is a keeper. Let's see. What else do we have? Sunset Riders. So we're into the supers now. We just need to get to Super Mario World. I want to throw that one out. Double Dragon, Super Double Dragon. Buddy of mine had this one, and we tried so hard to beat that game. I think we got damn close, like next to the last level. Super Mario Kart. There's Super Mario World. Wait. See, that's US. So this one's probably good. Throw that one in. Turn it on. Look at all these. Just got a pile of them sitting here. So we'll turn the old lamp off. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Very, very nostalgic. So, engage that one. Grab my controller here. And play a game. Always hated you couldn't skip the message here at the beginning of the game. Yeah, at least we'll get a game started. In the VR virtual room. Whoops! Not off to a good start. I was thinking it was NES button layout, and it's not. So there we go. I can use the normal 4-button layout now. Obviously played the heck out of this game. I think it was probably the only game I had for the longest time for SNES. I didn't have a lot. I had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fighters Edition or whatever. I had the X-Men game. That one would be great to throw out. You know, even though I have them in real life, it's cool to see it in here, in this custom VR game room, which is really... This plays zero lag, just like you're sitting in front of a real retro TV. It's got, you know, a real curve to it. You know, you can tell in the VR, and it feels very... Oh, I screwed that up. Very much like I'm sitting in front of a real retro TV. So, I mean, this is a great option if you want to have that retro gaming feel, but you just don't want to dedicate the space. Or, you know, I mean, setting up a retro TV, I mean, you gotta be kind of half crazy. I mean, I have like 3 of them, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Especially when I could do something like this to have that feeling. That somewhat tangible feeling. At least you're picking things up, turning them around, looking at them up close in VR. It looks pretty damn good. Obviously, nothing will replace the real thing, but this has a lot of value to it. It just really feels like you're sitting in a game room right out of the 90s, 80s, and 90s. I had more of a Nintendo like wallpaper in here, but I felt like this wall looked a little more retro style, less kind of fakey. Such balance. SNES was just a fantastic upgrade. NES was a great system, and it honestly is some of my favorite games are on that system. But when it came to really getting closer to what you were getting in the arcades, SNES ports of arcade games were damn near flawless. I could hardly tell a difference in a lot of cases. So anyway, we're gonna put down our controller and get our hands set up again. So pop that one out. One thing about the VR is everything's light. Like, there's no weight to it, so you can pick up that TV with one hand and throw it across the room pretty easily by accident. So I was starting to set up, you know, where I wanted to put a bunch of these games on the shelf, and honestly I might move them to the blue shelf over there, since we could go like oldest to newest and get into like GameCube and PS2. I only have a few PS2 games set out, but I'm having trouble with that core at the moment. It does not seem to want to work. We gotta throw in Contra 3. Yeah, there we go, there we go. So, we've engaged the game. Pick up my controller. So, a buddy of mine just visited and was hanging out in my real life game room. And we had this on the big console TV. And he straight up just sat there and beat it. He was like, yeah, I used to own this game, or still do. And I got to where I could beat it pretty quickly. Beat it in less than 30 minutes right in front of me. I was like, damn, impressive. Said it's really not that hard of a game. It's only got, I think he said it's only got like 6 levels. So he was like, it's really a short game by comparison to most other games. Oh, lost the scatter gun. Every time I've played it, it's been just incredibly difficult. Look, I've already died twice in the first level. Just not used to it. Can't say I played this one much as a kid. I may have rented it once, I'm not sure. It is a great game though. And it was cool getting to watch my friend beat it on a basically real system. So I'll pull that one out. We'll set that one over here. So we're not going to play all SNES games tonight. I just thought I'd dig into some of these. I think we might actually switch back over to the NES for a minute, because I kind of skipped that one. I skipped out on that one a little bit. So plug it in. Wait. We are not plugged in. There we go. I did want to throw in Super Mario Brothers 3. I'll be honest, for NES there was almost no beating Super Mario Brothers 3. There's a lot of great games for NES, but they really brought their A game with that one. I remember when I got it, it was maybe my 4th, 5th game for the NES, and I got it for Christmas, I know that. And I think I beat it in less than a month or something. But the problem with this game was it had no... Well, in fact, most NES games, except for maybe Zelda, didn't have, a save game or battery in the cart. So you get so far into this game and you'd have to just leave it on overnight. So I think I left my NES on for months, with this. Well, maybe not months, but weeks, certainly weeks. Just so I could come back to it and work on beating it. Because there were definitely some levels, I remember it had me stumped, and I'd come home from a friend's house and my dad would have worked through it. He'd be sitting in my room playing it. He really wasn't a gamer, but he did play this one and did enjoy it. And I thought that was really cool. And this game was pretty much when they started to really get Mario dialed in and became what Mario was going to be for the next system. And I remember when SNES came out, I was expecting another trilogy of Marios, and 3D was moving so fast. They just felt like they had to jump into the N64 before I feel like they really fleshed out in SNES as much as I at least expected it. I expected 3 more fully fleshed out Mario games, and they didn't really get there. They had Super Mario World 2, but that one just never really counted to me. Styling was so different. I still have trouble convincing myself to play that one. But I know a lot of people like it. Yeah, like I feel like I've forgotten. I've got a headset on and I'm playing in a virtual game room. It's kind of silly. I'm not sure I'd really sit this close to the TV, but I don't know, man. That was a time of gaming where, man, we had carpet, and I would lay on the carpet in my loft and play games like this on an old TV. Certainly never had a TV quite this big, not a CRT at least. This is a mega big CRT TV in my opinion. At least the way it feels. Jeez, I can't do it. In the headset, it feels like a 40-inch CRT or something. Don't think we ever had one quite that big. we didn't get big TVs till they started becoming flat. 1080p basically. This is quite the way to play. I mean, I'm looking left and right. It's so large at this size. And they did a good job with like the scan lines. I'm not sure if that's in RetroArch or if that's coming from the 3D game room. Oh, better get out of here. So anyway, set my controller down. I love that the light coming from the TV reflects on all the stuff in front and changes, and you know, it's very realistic. So we will take the NES out, throw that one down. Let's move on to N64 now. Play a few games like that. Ooh, the cord. It's funny, you actually have to fight with the cord, almost like real life. So, throw some of these over here, get them out of the way. They can be completely ruthless. I would never do this with real carts. Alright. So, again, we'll throw in a well-known one. Super Mario 64, moving on to that.
Hello.
Aim there, activated it. Pick up my controller. So I got a little game started here. I only beat one level so far, but it's alright. Only one part of one level, the first one. It's only have 1 star. It's just crazy how much that looks like a real N64. Foot race with the Koopa. This was always pretty easy. Look how he gets to start first. Don't let him get me. This one's pretty easy to win as long as you properly time your jumps. Give you a little boost. Sure, some people just do that all the way. Of course, we always got to jump in the tunnel here and teleport. There we go. We win. Now I end up waiting on this guy. It seems like forever. Come on, Slowpoke, let's go. Yeah, you suck. Let's get our star and to make like a tree. Get out of here.
Here we go.
So we'll save our progress. Cool. Set my controller down and let's check out another game. Turn that one off. See, sometimes I get stuck in game mode. Especially with this system for some reason. There we go. Out of game mode. I can move around freely. man. Just turn your lamp back on. Let's set our cap over here. Look, we even got some Converse in the corner. Alright. Let's see. Man, it's Excite Bike. That was a cool game. Of course, GoldenEye. Gotta throw that one in, of course. Turn out our lamp. Put my hands down. Woo, GoldenEye. So this is another one I never owned, but I borrowed it so often from my neighbor. It was like I owned it. So that was cool as kids. You just trade carts for a little while. Didn't have to rent. You just, hey man, I'm done with this game. Here, you can borrow mine. What do you got? Of course, some people... Oh, geez, I don't remember. There it is. That's right. It's a trigger, of course. Except I'm playing with a modern controller with 2 triggers. Game like this, you had to have auto aim. It was just I'd always try and get to this point and snipe the guys down in the tunnel, but I think my cover is blown already. Hey, we got a machine gun. Yeah, let's see, they already know I'm here. I'm gonna mess with sniping them. But that was always fun if I'd sneak over and snipe those guys out. In fact, I'd try and snipe these guys, but I think they know I'm here too. I don't remember what the controls are. There it is. Oh, and this was back in the day when everything was opposite to what you're used to now. Well, I could barely make that guy out. Does look a little choppy in VR. I don't know if it's like, gosh, I don't remember. Did it really look this bad as a kid? Probably. So I don't really have the D-pad, the little upper D-pad like you would with a real N64 controller. Instead, I'm just using the right analog on this Xbox style controller. It seems to be working. If I really got serious about this, I guess I could get some controllers that match each game system. But this one seems to work pretty good for most stuff. Gotta let the truck through. Just barely saw that guy's pixels moving across the screen. This one's harder to tell if it... I feel like in real life it was a little smoother than this, but I don't know. N64 was pretty rough graphics back then. Even on the CRT TVs. And of course, it was always a blast to, you know, have 4 more friends, like a party, and you get the split screen, 4 split screen boxes, and play multiplayer matches. It's really some of the best times. So we'll turn that one off. So this one's being difficult. It does not want to give up the game mode. Off. There we go. I'd show PlayStation, but I have problems with that one still. It is not working. So one thing you can do is, honestly, when you come into this room, it's full of TVs, and I was like, this is too much. But I think it would be cool to set up a TV on this desk again. 80s TV. Let's see how small is. It's kind of small. Let's go with. Oh, that one's huge. All right, so we're gonna set this one up here. So the NES would really go well with this TV because it's kind of what the TVs look like at the time. So we'll grab that cord. It's funny, you can just glitch through desk and everything and plug it in. Let's get that crap out of the way. Yeah, let's set that guy there. So we'll grab, well, not that. Let's play some Sunsoft Batman on the original NES. This may have been the second or third game I ever owned. May have been the first. No, the first would have been Mario Brothers. Curious what this looks like in comparison to that TV. Yeah, it pretty much looks the same. Just has more of a retro style TV vibe to it. God, this is a great game. Dun dun. Guess I just need to. Oh, that's cool. It even warps the graphics to fit the CRT just like a real CRT would do. That's what I really like about new Retro Arcade Neon, is it does a good job with that too. It just makes it feel like you're playing on a CRT. And those damn things are take up so much room, it's just not really realistic to have them in your house. It's kind of insane by today's standards. The screens even have scratches, you'll notice. You can turn that off in the settings if you don't like it. It just feels kind of realistic. Yeah, they weren't perfect screens. Hell, we punched them a lot when we got mad. They were so robust. Do I have a select? Or a start, right? Yeah, there we go. Remember, I always thought I could jump over this wall if I could just jump high enough. No. And you can skip those guys by wall jumping. I always thought it was so clever to figure that out. Hey man, I pressed jump. It's pretty obvious, actually. There's a ROM I found that basically color corrects his costume, so he has a gray and black costume. I always thought it was a little weird he was purple and blue. The reason I think they did that is so he'd stand out against the background better. Which makes sense, but I thought the colors were kind of goofy. Played the hell out of this game, but I was not good enough to even get the Joker as a kid. I really tried. I really gave it my all, but needed like Game Genie cheats or something to get there. Dude. He's using all of my fucking points. Need to save him. There's definitely spots you can stand where he can't get you easy. One of the few games I remember on NES that actually had cutscenes. Ninja Gaiden being the other. Much more involved cutscenes with Ninja Gaiden. This one just barely mimicked the movies. Or the movie. Platforming in this game is just so well done. Really is a lot of fun. And they make some challenging jumps as you move through this game. So this is a good opportunity to hit him with the boomerang so you don't have to jump over there and fight him. Sometimes you gotta do a little lighter jump. Tell you what, when it comes to retro gaming streaming, this might be my choice method because you can get a good capture. Anytime I've tried to record a real TV, it don't look good, especially when you're streaming. You basically gotta go down to 30 frames per second if you're recording just normal video. But there's no really option for that I can tell in a streaming setup. It's kind of an odd request. So here's one of these examples where you gotta jump off the wall to make the jump. Gotta do a backwards jump. Oh yeah. At least I got lots of health this game. Well, we made it pretty far already. I don't remember if it's after this level, but it's basically where you're fighting the machine. That's where I'd always get hung up. Still do. It's just painfully hard to get through that without getting hit very much. So you can double jump there, avoid him. Use your boomerangs there. Oi! I timed that one poorly. So we don't need to use... You gotta do light jumps here so you don't jump in that electricity. And that's right, we gotta be on the right side. Or left side, I mean. I could never do that without getting hit. Same thing with that one. I feel like this particular release has given me a lot of hearts. I don't think my real copy was quite as forgiving. It's another one you gotta jump lightly so you don't hit that top. And you gotta time it right. This one where you gotta hang off the edge, double jump off there. And again, you gotta jump off of that. I should have had boomerangs ready for that one. Yeah, just fantastic platforming ideas. You really feel like a pro as you start moving through this game. Oh yeah, I forgot about this level. This level's legitimately pretty difficult. They're just difficult not to get hit because you get these things chasing you. Oh, Jesus. My dog came in and started screwing things up. For some reason, these things are incredibly hard to take out. It's almost not worth the ammo you spend on them. You gotta do like a perfect jump here, which I just almost never do. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Same with this one. Oh, I screw that up. I think my run's about to be over here. Making some poor mistakes. But I'm not taking it too seriously tonight. Look at that, I'm getting hearts like crazy. Got a double jump, wall jump off of that. Hey, we made it through. This is the level that just kills me. They started off just shooting at you already. Basically, if you don't mind your ammo, you'll be running out before the end. And it's just kind of a mess. See, I'm probably gonna run out. And then we got a double jump. I thought there was an opportunity to hide right here. See, I'm out of ammo, and so we are probably dying. Yep. So we're gonna pause that. Let's get our hands back out. Look at this. I'm just throwing stuff on the floor. Forgot I gotta turn off the system. Oh man, just treating my stuff so poorly. Turn the lights back on. And I can stand up. It's almost like I'm wheelchairing around. So it's just so cool that you can have what feels like a physical library if you don't want to or don't have the room. But you can get that nostalgic feeling from what feels like real cartridges. You can play stuff on old TVs. Plug things in kind of, tactily. And, decorate your room like it's 1998 or 1989 or something like that. So, yeah, I'm going to end the stream soon. My dog's going crazy wanting to go out. But, yeah, I thought this was just a really fun, neat thing to toy around with. And maybe my way of retro streaming, maybe my choice way of doing some retro streams because, you'll get a good picture. Because it's all actually digital, and I can still kind of look at cartridges and talk about them as if they're the real thing. I still have real stuff, I probably need to do some streaming with, but this is a fun way to do it. This is, I think this even works. Look at that. You can even turn off the TV. Pick it up, throw it around. That's not very realistic. But otherwise, it does have a really neat aspect to it. Look at that. There's even a light under the door like, Mom and Dad, good night. Or, you're done playing a game. You're like, you know what? I'm heading to the arcade. And then I'll load up new Retro Arcade Neon. And, I'm in an arcade, a virtual arcade. I mean, man, the whole retro experience is in VR now. It's insane. It's super cool. I'd love to see what more they do with this. If, maybe they have more rooms you can eventually set up and decorate to look like just like your actual home, your old school room when you're a kid. I mean, this This doesn't really look like my bedroom as a kid, but you know, I'm sure it's definitely has a close enough vibe to it that it gives me that nostalgic feeling for sure. So anyway, we'll say goodnight to the neighbors and the snowman, Christmas tree. This will change. This will actually be like Halloween when it's Halloween time. And I don't know if they, you know, it changes automatically depending on the season. So we'll have to see what January and February, what they do out here. Probably won't do much. But as of right now, it's still got Christmas stuff up. So that's pretty cool. All right. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream, disconnect. And I'll catch you guys next time. Yeah.